first exploration for cultivating Curiositá is a simple creativity quiz called the Alternate Use Test. It's a standard test of creative thinking ability. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to write down as many uses as you possibly can for an everyday item. Of course, I'll tell you what that item is because I don't expect you to be so creative that you can write down uses for something that you don't know. That would be psychic creativity. So please get your notebook ready and your pen or pencil in hand. This will be a timed exercise, so please use your phone or timer and set it for 2 minutes. When I ask you to pause the video, start the timer and begin writing for 2 minutes, then stop. Ready? Please write down as many uses as you possibly can for a paper clip. Pause the video and go. Okay, please add up the number of answers that you wrote down and then divide by 2. That was a 2-minute time period, so you'll be calculating your score in terms of uses per minute. Once you've calculated your score, please take a moment and circle your favorite answer, the one that appeals to you most in this moment. If you're doing this with a friend or colleague, then take a few minutes and discuss why you chose the one you chose as your favorite answer, or just write a note about it in your notebook. Now that you've calculated your score in terms of uses per minute and circled your favorite answer, let's take a look at this chart that shows the international standard distribution of scores on this test. The average number of answers per minute is about 4. A score of 8 per minute is on the high side, and a score of 12 or more gets you close to the genius level of 16 and beyond. Before we finish this video, you'll know the secret of getting a genius score every time. Part of the secret of this improvement lies in understanding your criteria for choosing your favorite answer. Some people choose their favorite because it was the most logical, practical use of a paperclip. Other people choose their favorite answer because it was the most unusual and imaginative use. And still other people choose their favorite answer not so much because it was logical or imaginative, but just because they felt like it. We call this idiosyncratic criteria. When we look at the greatest geniuses in history, we find that they are ultimately very practical, but they're also wildly imaginative and highly idiosyncratic, none more so than Leonardo. I've led this alternate use test for business and professional groups around the world, and the international average really does seem to be about 4 or 5 answers per minute. Recently, I did this exercise with a group of gifted children. They were given the same instruction that you received. Think of as many uses as you possibly can for a paper clip. And they all scored at genius levels, averaging 20 answers per minute. What did the gifted children figure out that most of my corporate clients didn't? The gifted children realized right away that this test is purely quantitative. It's just looking for the number of answers. So they figured out that it's just a test of writing speed. They wrote really fast and even abbreviated in order to get a high score. But when adults hear the same instruction, we tend to translate it as something like this. Think of as many uses as I possibly can for a paperclip, which, if I had to defend the viability of those uses to a group of senior people in my workplace, I'd get to keep my job. This is the proverbial box that everyone wants to escape. The truth is, we all need to be good at thinking inside the box. Linear thinking is necessary for many of our daily tasks and problems. Some questions, like what's 2 plus 2, really only do have one correct answer. The problem for many people, however, is that this kind of thinking is all they know how to do. And when they need new creative ideas, they don't know how to escape the habit of thinking linearly. One of the keys to creative freedom is found in what psychologists call mental fluency, letting our minds flow with agility, free from self-imposed restrictions. It's the ability to suspend our critical analysis and think purely by free association, letting go temporarily of our usual logic and aiming to generate as many ideas as possible. A fun way to think about it is, are there non-uses of a paperclip? Did you eliminate lots of non-uses in order to come up with the uses you wrote down? Can you think of a non-use for paperclip? In a recent seminar, one executive said, "You can't use it as food." But another member of the group shot back, "He didn't say what it was made of. Maybe it was a chocolate paperclip." Over the years that I've been sharing this exercise with groups around the world, I've received many stories of all kinds of uses of paperclips that are out of the ordinary, from performing an emergency tracheotomy to fixing a nuclear submarine. And remember, this is a creativity test, and the definition of creativity by the researchers who developed this test is most removed from the normal. So, let's try the test again. And this time, we'll think of as many uses as we possibly can for something else besides a paperclip. Please use the same strategy as the gifted children. Write fast and go for quantity of answers without worrying about quality at all. Set your timer for another 2 minutes and get ready to write. Nothing is too wacky. Ready? Please write down as many uses as you possibly can for a brick. Pause the video and go. Okay, how'd you do this time? Did you improve your score? The ability to generate lots of ideas is a simple, powerful key to revitalizing your curiositá and cultivating your skill in creative thinking. It opens your mind to new pathways of thinking, and it's a characteristic of all great geniuses. For example, Thomas Edison told his lab workers, "If you want to get a great idea, get a lot of ideas." Mental fluency becomes easier and more enjoyable as you practice it. In the next exploration, you'll learn how to apply mental fluency to supercharge your curiositá even more.